drive away? Stay here, Max. I left my Jeep and waited for a slight break in the traffic before weaving my way into the middle of the wide boulevard. At my height and size, 6'3", 200 pounds, it was easier for speeding drivers to see me than it was to see the girl. At least, I hoped that would be the case. I held my hand out like a traffic cop at a crossing, stopping a man on his Harley, his gray-streaked beard flowing down to his gut. My reflection was in his mirrored glasses. "Thanks," I said, stooping to pick up the money. He didn't respond, putting the Harley in neutral, cranking the engine, the noise reverberating off the hot pavement. It was a $5 bill. I looked across the street at the girl standing on the sidewalk. A homeless man, scruffy pinched face, sat on the bench behind her, holding a brown paper bag partially concealing a tall can of beer. The traffic was too heavy and fast at that point for me to walk to her. Maybe it's because of the Daytona 500 and the history of racing from the beach to the oval track. Whatever the reason, some people, especially tourists, seem to think Daytona Beach is a place without speed limits, or any limits for that matter. I looked at her, nodding. "I'll drive over to you." I turned and managed to make it back to my Jeep without being flattened by a car, truck, or a pack of motorcycles. Loud music from car sound systems, some playing country, others hard rock, was like a battle of the bands as happy hour began descending on the world's most famous beach. In less than a minute, I pulled into a 7-Eleven parking lot, the girl waiting for me to park. She was hesitant as she approached my Jeep, unsure, afraid. She glanced at the homeless man still sitting on the bench behind her. She moistened her lips, coming closer to me. I stepped from the Jeep and held the $5 bill in my outstretched hand. "Here you go. I'm not so sure losing $5 is worth taking a chance walking through happy hour traffic in Daytona Beach."
"Thank you."
She took off her backpack, unzipped it, removing a small wallet. She placed the $5 bill inside with a small wad of crinkled bills and returned it to her backpack.
"It's not only the $5 bill, it's something else, too."
"What's that?"
"The man on the bill, President Lincoln. He's my fave of all the presidents. My history teacher made President Lincoln come alive to our class. We had to learn the Gettysburg Address and things like that. But he also told us cool stuff that Lincoln said. One I remember is this: when you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I tied that knot, but I can't hang on any longer." She blew out a breath, looked from me to the traffic. She was pretty, wide hazel eyes with complexity, a trace of freckles splashed across her turned-up nose. I guessed her age was no more than 14, maybe younger. The girl's phone chirped in the back pocket of her tight blue jeans. She reached for it, staring at the screen, rolling her shoulders as if she were cold in the warm Florida weather. "I have to go. Thanks again."
I glanced down at my watch. 4:03. A black SUV pulled into the parking lot, the sound system throbbing. The bass could be heard on the next block. I looked at the driver stopping at a gas pump and getting out. I saw him eyeing the girl, ball cap on backward, neck tattoo. He gestured to someone in the passenger seat. Another man, in an unzipped maroon hoodie revealing a bare chest, got out and walked up to the driver. I watched the men look at the girl as she turned to leave, slipping the phone in her rear pocket. The men exchanged glances, nodding, body language of hunters. I had to think of something fast. "Wait just a second," I said to the girl. She stopped and turned around toward me.
"What?"
"You hurt Max's feelings."
"What? Who's Max?"
"My dog. She's a doxy, but don't tell her. She has bigger dreams. Before you go, you could at least say hello to her."
"Okay."
She grinned. I led her around to where Max had propped herself up to the open window. I turned and stared at the two men. Both looked away. But would they stay away? 2. I eyed the banner plane flying over Daytona Beach and looked at the girl. "I'm Sean O'Brien," Max barked once. Her little paws hung over the side of the Jeep's open window, eyes bright like she'd found a new